Wolves. And Coach, congratulations on the win. And what was your message to your team after this one?
The biggest thing was we had to make sure we start faster than what we did. To Gibraltar's credit, they took it to us. They kind of took us by surprise on some things. But we just have to make sure we play a complete game. And that's what it boiled down to is we were kind of sloppy in that first quarter. We had to clean things up. But to our guys' credit, they bounced back and were able to finish off in the way we needed to. But we got to start better, and that's what we've talked about.
What was that switch that happened on the sideline that all of a sudden, because, I mean, you had that slow start, as you mentioned, but then, 5 consecutive scoring drives?
It just came down to execution because it was one of those where we just talked about the fact that we weren't staying in our blocks and we just had to make sure we're executing better and just make sure we reaffirm that, hey, do our jobs, do what we need to do, and make sure we're assignment sure and just get the job done. That's what it boiled down to.
And you have such a really strong duo in the backfield with Lane Koshart and also Joey Cabino. How much does that open up the passing play too? Because it seemed like when you did throw the ball, I mean, Aiden Moen there at the end, he was all alone. Parker Lishka had steps on his coverage as well. I mean, talk about just having a weapon that just comes out of that running game.
And that's the key is, once we get our running game going, it opens up so much more in our passing game and that's why we emphasize get those running, get our blocks. If you get those blocks, people have to suck in, and once they do that, people are going to be wide open behind that, and we have to make sure we can take advantage of it.
Now, we talked earlier this week, kind of that bounce back game against Gibraltar after a shutout loss to Lena St. Thomas Aquinas. How important is it for your team to be able to get off to a game like this where you're in control for most of the game and get that positive momentum back when you go to Prairie Farm next week?
Well, unfortunately, Prairie Farm canceled on us, so we won't have that game.
Oh, no.
So,
now it's an off week?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what we can figure out.
Okay.
I've been trying to look at stuff, but unfortunately, it might be an off week. We'll see from there. But yeah, as you mentioned before, it was big for us to make sure we kind of bounce back, clean up some things that we did. But once again, we'll get a chance to look at some film and see what we still have to improve on, because that's the biggest thing is each and every week we want to improve. And, we win or lose, we have to make sure we're looking at ourselves to make sure we're making some improvements across the board.
All right, well, we'll try to help you find that other game here, Coach. I mean, here's the cry for help. Let's find Algoma another game here because obviously, I mean, your kids are super talented. They deserve, as many games as they can. And, the other thing that we saw towards the end of this game, and we'll leave it with this, you're able to get all these kids in here and talk about that depth that you have, because even when you take your offensive starters out, you still have some talent that come in these kind of cleanup roles.
Yeah, and that's basically we have our guys, backup guys, and role players that we have that are able to fill in when we need them, and they know what they're doing, and that's the biggest key is that they can come in and we have trust in them. That's the biggest key about that is that we can trust them and to do their job. That's what we want them to do.
Well, Wade, we will let you go. We'll try to find you that extra game there. We don't want you staying home. Wade Vandervest, the head coach of the Algoma Wolves.